Right. Can you see that okay?
Not as yet, no.
Oh, yeah, okay, right. Right, so technology. Right. There we go. Can you see that?
Yep, I can see that
Well,
now.
okay, perfect. Right, so this is just a kind of just an introduction really to spiders. So I've really enjoyed getting to know the children last couple of weeks. It's really nice to see everybody back again. And this is just a kind of sort of information evening to kind of just explain what the year is going to be like, how things are slightly different now, and it's kind of raising sort of the expectations of the year really. So the main thing for us that we're putting this in the start of our presentation is if your child develops these symptoms, the COVID symptoms, no matter when they have them, even at the weekend and then they go again, they still need to be kept off school until they've had a COVID test. So the symptoms of high temperature, new continuous cough, loss of taste, smell. So to support us working with the test and trace team, please inform the school by phone or by email of the date and time of the onset of the symptoms. And if your child is self-isolating for whatever reasons, the work will be on Google Classroom. I've shown the children how to use that, so we're all comfortable with using that. And can you please let school know using this Spider's email address? And the work will be put in the classroom the day after you report your child's absence. So if you report the absence on the Monday, the work will be on from the Tuesday onwards. So these are some of the things that we've been doing in school to kind of help support the children return to school and kind of help the learning after the lockdown. So we've been doing more exercise built into the school day. We've been focusing more on our mindfulness. We're having a well-being activity every day. We're looking at staying safe. We've had break time games out in our bubbles. We're looking at scheme with focusing on mental health. Let's begin again. We've been talking previously about what things have changed and how structure, routine can be important as well. And throughout all of this, we're being very adaptive, very responsive to the children's needs. So our new daily routine, which I think everybody's got that now. Okay, so our class enter via the school Church Street gate, staggered start time of 10:09 in the morning. So if your child has a younger sibling, then they can come in at an earlier time and they can make their way into the classroom. They can be accompanied onto the playground by one adult, and the fire door will be open just before. And we leave the Linnets Lane gate, which everybody has seen already. And we've got a greater focus on our school day now on hand washing. So playtimes, lunchtimes, as well, we'll have designated areas so for playing in, so there's no contact with other bubbles and other classes. Now, this is something that is new to us this year. We're kind of putting this form out. So lots of children within years 5 and 6 do start to walk home on their own. So we believe at Wincham that children should still be brought to school and collected from school. But if you do decide that your child is ready for the responsibility of walking to and from school, please do let us know by filling out the form. Now, we will prevent children from walking home unless that form has been completed. And I have had some responses already, and that's great. We continue with our high expectations of class behaviour. So we're continuing to use our Dojo system, which I believe most parents are now signed up for, which is great. And that's a good way for us to kind of celebrate children's achievements in the day and to kind of reward good behaviour. We do still have our system for unacceptable behaviour. So we have our traffic light system, so a verbal warning the first time. If it then persists, we then move them onto yellow. It can then be moved down to green if they rectify their behaviour. If it then continues to deteriorate, it goes up to orange, and then a final warning, it goes up to red, which we will then inform parents. Okay, I've not had to use that at all so far, which is great this year. So that's just about Class Dojo, the sort of things we're rewarding, so good work, helping others. I have to say the work today that we've had from the children has just been absolutely incredible. I think the writing standards have been really high and have been full of praise for them. Been really good, rewarding dojos left, right, and centre. So if you've not been able to log into Class Dojo and to link your child to your account, please let me know. I think most people are now signed up for that. So within Spiders, we've got a daily English and maths lesson as well as a daily whole class guided reading session. We teach spelling and handwriting throughout the week. On a Wednesday afternoon, they have Mrs. Molyneux for RE. And we also have at the moment PE on a Wednesday afternoon with Multiflex and myself on a Friday morning. And on these days for PE, so a Wednesday and a Friday, we do ask at the moment that children do come into school dressed in their PE kit. And that includes joggers and sweatshirt, because we're trying to go outside as much as possible. And they will stay in these clothes for the whole day. So I'm just going to talk through now the sort of what we're doing in the core subjects, and then the topic subjects as well. So within our English topic this half term, our emphasis is going to be on helping the children to settle back in. We're kind of looking at identifying any gaps in the learning from the previous year and by the lockdown as well. And we've got a real big focus this half term on maths and English. So our lessons are maths and English kind of focused. In the afternoons as well, we're kind of looking at how can we look at a geography sort of lesson, how can we get an English link into that to kind of rebuild those sort of skills again and to kind of fill in the gaps from previous years. So we've already started to look in our English lessons at the fantastic book Of the Icing by Barack Obama. And we're looking at this alongside the text Young, Gifted and Black by Jemiah Wilson. We're building towards writing a newspaper article at the end of this unit to celebrate Black heroes and to raise awareness about some of the issues around racial discrimination. And the work we've been doing has been brilliant. We've had lots of excellent discussions, real keen interest as well in the individuals that we're studying as well. It's been really, really good to teach. So our maths, we're going to be planning in lots of opportunities to kind of revisit learning from the previous years and kind of filling in gaps that might have occurred. So as we go along, we'll be kind of teaching the year group expectations and kind of identifying things that have been missed. So most of our maths work is based around the White Rose scheme, which looks at focusing on reasoning, problem solving, which is really important within our classes, the Spiders class as well, looking at the greater depth sort of level. We're also looking at dipping into Power Maths, and also questions and challenges from the MRich website, which is a fantastic website, which contains a wide range of questions that kind of think about the higher order thinking. And I'll put a link there to kind of look at that website. And I believe this presentation will be going up on the school website. As well as the English and maths, we've got a big focus this half term on PSHE, and with really big focus on the children's mental well-being as we kind of support them back and settle them into school, because it has been, for some children, it has been a long time outside of school. So we're going to use lots of strategies. We're going to discuss opportunities to allow the children to openly, privately discuss their feelings. We'll kind of think about how understanding that everyone's gone through a different experience through this, and kind of understanding that that's okay. Everyone's been through something different. And we're kind of helping them adjust to some of the new changes to the routine, to the school environment. So I've talked about the English, talked about the maths, big focus on PSHE as well at the moment. And our topic-based cross-curricular link is still continuing this year. And our topic title is, What Does It Take to Survive Extreme Conditions? Now, all of our curriculum will link into that. So after we've gone through our Barack Obama text, we'll be looking at the text Shackleton's Journey in our English lessons. And that is a really big narrative. I think someone's just joined. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, you're right, don't worry, you're all right.
Hey, I haven't got Google Meet on, and I've just loaded it up on my phone and then...
Don't worry, it's all right, no worries.
Okay.
It's all been recorded, so if you do,
Right.
it will be able to go back again. All I've just done is kind of recapped what we've been doing
Brilliant.
to kind of settle the children in and kind of the focus on English and maths.
Right, brilliant.
If you've got any questions, though, please let me know.
Right, thank you.
All right, no problem. Right, I'll just go back to this.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's no problem at all. So after we've looked at our Barack Obama kind of text, we'll be looking at Shackleton's Journey, which is about the journey to Antarctica. It's an incredible book, and we're looking at linking that into our geography study of biomes. We're looking at evolution and inheritance in science, looking at how animals have adapted to their environments. So it all links in nicely. So that'll be what's coming next. We will continue this year to focus on our No Outsiders. So each half term, we will read an age-appropriate book to teach about an aspect of the Equalities Act. So we believe in our school that there are no outsiders, and we believe that this helps reduce vulnerability to radicalisation and extremism. It prepares children for a life in modern Britain. It teaches them to be proud of who they are while recognising and celebrating difference and diversity. And it creates a positive ethos for our school where everyone feels that they belong. So we'll be, I think it's next week, we'll be looking at a No Outsiders text. So homework inspires, we would say reading in the evenings as much as possible. And we will be rewarding this year reading progress on book club. So please can the reading be recorded in the reading records. We do have now a reader of the week, which we'll be looking at who's reading well in class. It could be who's maybe answering a lot of quizzes on book club, showing high engagement with that. We will also be continuing with maths and English, and that's every Friday, and that's set out every Friday, sorry, to be completed on Google Classroom for the following week. For Mr. Garner, what are you doing? So that's for the following week, and it's been great to see that people have already been submitting that back. Okay, and that will continue for the moment to be on Google Classroom. I do recommend that the children do complete they go onto Timetable Rockstar, sorry, as often as possible in their own time, because I've been saying to the children today that the quicker they can get with their times table facts, the more it will help them when we come to do the more complex maths later on within the year. If they've got them at the fingertips, the facts, it just helps so much. So I put on here the expectations for year 5. So within reading, the expectations are to kind of compare texts, to kind of look at why the authors have kind of used certain things, and to kind of summarize, to kind of make notes on things as well. For writing, it's kind of extending what they've learned so far and to kind of introduce new things such as relative clauses, using brackets to add extra information. So all this will be on the website, don't worry. So looking at organization within paragraphs, linking them, so that kind of cohesion as well, and using more ambitious words within their vocabulary. Mathematics within year 5, there's a huge focus on fractions, decimals and percentages within year 5. And that'll be something that we reach later on within this year. It's kind of looking at kind of consolidating the formal written methods within the 4 operations, so the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and looking at so fractions, decimals, percentages is a big thing. For reading within year 6, so the expectations within year 6, it's to kind of distinguish between fact and opinion. That's a big part of it. It's to kind of recognize that why a writer's used sentences in a certain way to create particular effects, to kind of give a view about choice of vocabulary. So to kind of think about why the authors have kind of chosen those sentences, what effect does that create, and to kind of back up their opinions with reference to the text. Within writing, we'll be continuing to kind of extend their sentences with more subordinate clauses, noun phrases to convey complicated information. We'll introduce the semicolon, colon, dash, the passive voice as well. This is quite a complex thing for year 6 as well. Kind of a more kind of refining becoming more of an expert within the expectations of the old year groups, but kind of introducing these new things as well. And a big thing as well is to write legibly, joined as well, fluently as well, okay, within their writing. Mathematics within year 6, the expectation is just to kind of take it that bit further from year 5. So again, it's the numbers to go further, and we're looking at decimals to a greater decimal place as well. Looking at multiplying 4-digit by 2-digit, which I know a lot of the year 5s, previous year 5, sorry, can already do. And long division, which is a big one, really, within year 6. And again, a big focus on fractions as well, multiplying fractions, dividing fractions, calculated percentages as well, a greater focus on it. So I put on here, this is something for year 6, it's kind of a big thing for year 6. So in the summer term, the year 6 children will be sitting their Key Stage 2 sets. Now these assessments, they do assess the children against the age-related expectations as set out by the national curriculum. So the year 6 children will sit a test in reading, maths, spelling, punctuation and grammar. Now it's been a 1 reading paper, 3 maths papers and 1 spelling, punctuation and grammar paper. Now at the moment, currently at the moment, there are no changes to report. So at the moment, they are still down to happen in 2021. So the current guidance we've had through is that they will be happening the week commencing the 10th of May 2021. Now that could change depending on the circumstances, but currently at this moment, we do believe that they are going ahead. Now, more information about that will follow later on in this year. So I put on here some ways that you could help at home. So reading is a big thing. So we recommend that the children read at least 4 times a week. for at least 20 minutes, and that reading diaries should be signed. If they can read aloud to you, that's great. But I know obviously when children get older, they don't want to read out loud as much. That's absolutely fine as well. So maybe talk to them about what they've read, how it made them feel, kind of summarize it. What do they think is going to happen next? What do they think about certain words that they've read? Okay, what effect does that have? Why do you think they've chosen that word, etc. So we encourage as well, if they can't read an actual physical book, that they could go into book club as well. And we will be rewarding dojos and certificates for good reading within school. And just to recap as well, times tables as well, like I said before, a huge important skill for mathematics, and we really do ask them to practice regularly. Every child now should have a login for Timetable Rockstars. Okay, so please let me know if you do not have that. So we've got this here. So why are we using book club? So with the reading, so we've got it because it's up-to-date books, there's popular characters. We believe it's more engaging for the children. There's quizzes there as well to kind of help understand what they've read. And there are also audiobooks as well. It's kind of just, if you want to just sit and listen, that's absolutely fine as well. So everybody now, I believe, should have a login for book club as well. So again, please let me know if you do not have a login. So this is what the homepage will look like when the children log in, and it'll be located within their My Stuff. And I believe every child should be able to access them now. I've also put here as well, another thing we can help, spellings as well. So I've put on the Google Classroom, I put the statutory words. So they're the words that the government say that every year 3 and 4 and every 5 and 6 child should be able to spell by the end of it. So we would expect, obviously, by the end of year 5, they should be able to spell the year 3 and 4 words and most of the year 5 and 6 words. Obviously, by the end of year 6, we'd expect the children to be able to spell the majority of the 3, 4, 5 and 6 words. Now, they are on the Google Classroom. They are on the top of the classwork section. So please let me know if you can't find them. So if you want to help at home with spellings, looking at those sorts of words, kind of helping them practice them would be really helpful. And I've put as well here, and after the disruption so far this year, it would be greatly appreciated if you could help your child with other areas of learning. So for example, you could teach your child to tell the time, and if you haven't done so already, on an analog or digital clock. So those sorts of things, they were missed within school due to the lockdown. So those sorts of things are really good things to help practice at home. You could look at using units of measurement, so scales within cooking, measuring with rulers. Look at calculating change with working with money. So kind of thinking of ways that it's used in real life at home as well. So that'd be a good thing to help for us as well. It really would help. If you would like to help in school, if you'd like to volunteer, so there are a few things that we ask of you. We ask that if you do want to help, you only help with one class. We ask that you use hand sanitizer before and after working with each child. And after handling any equipment, that you wash any equipment you use, and you strictly maintain a 2-meter distance from everyone within school. And this is on here to kind of say that there's pupil premium funding available. So if your child might be able to get free school meals if they get any of the following. So there's criteria there. So if your child is eligible for free school meals, they'll remain eligible until they finish school. So if they're eligible for free school meals, the school gets additional funding, which we call pupil premium funding, which we use in part to support you with the cost of school trips. So we could subsidise it, we could help with after school clubs, instrument tuition, as well as to support your child in their learning. And we've also got here how we can support the Wincham family and friends. So we've got There Isn't a Better Time to support them. So they've got a Facebook page link there. So supporting the friends and family is not a very time-consuming commitment. Meetings are held termly, and there are always things that you can always do to help at an event. As much as it's really important for us all to raise money for the children, especially given the ongoing additional squeeze on school budgets, meetings are really good fun. There's a lot of laughter and a chance for you to get to know other people and form friendships within that. And this one here, the final 2 ones now. So homeschool communication. If you haven't done so already, please download the School Spider app from the Google Play Store. Now that we're going to use that to kind of book eventually, if they do happen, parents' evenings within school, if they do happen. And that allows you to read news, blog items directly onto your phone. Okay, and it allows us to be able to communicate with you quickly. So we pride ourselves at Wincham on an open door policy where we are always happy to talk to parents and work with you to support your child. It's not very easy at the moment to come to school, so please do not hesitate to get in touch with me. Any sort of questions, not a problem at all, at that email there. So spiders@winchamcp.cheshire.sch.uk. So where we're working within school, I regularly check the emails before school, after school, and I will help deal with any issues you may have or anything you want to share with me. I will reply to them. Okay, I will get back to you with them. So any sort of questions you have, anything at all, please let me know. Okay, so that is our presentation at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the recording, and then if you've got any questions, you can ask.